talk about earning money online with survey sites, but I'm going to talk about it and discuss certain details that you probably don't usually get in other videos. So bear with me. I am going to go through just a few slides, but then I'm going to actually look at some sites and look at the details, which are very important for your ability to earn. So this is something that we really need to look at together. So just give me a moment and I will get right into it. Okay. But first of all, I want to talk a bit about what actually are survey sites. Now, survey sites are a quick and easy way to earn money online without investment. This is because you are paid to answer questions about simple things such as your shopping habits. That's just one example, but they will basically ask you different questions. You will answer them. Many times they are just multiple choice, so you don't actually have to type out the answers, and that makes a big difference. There are also many other ways to earn money on some of these sites, such as special offers, playing games, watching videos, etc. Now, while the pay, I want to talk just a little bit about the pay. While the actual pay per survey is typically small, surveys can be completed quickly and in a definite amount of time, so your earnings will add up. So what this means is that if a survey says that it's about a 10-minute survey, it's not going to take you 1 hour. It will take 10 minutes or even less than 10 minutes. So you know how much time it will take typically for a survey, and you know what you're earning. And so you're able to just do a lot of surveys quickly and earn money. And also, many sites pay you more as you do more surveys. So you basically go up, climb the ladder, just the same way you would climb the ladder in a company job, and you begin to get paid more for your surveys, survey input. So really, persistence is going to be the key in finding success with these kind of sites. However, the reason why I'm going to go into details is because not all survey sites are the same. There are certain critical differences that will affect your time to money conversion, meaning the amount of time you put in and the earnings you can get out of that time, and also your ability to access those earnings. And so knowing these details is going to be very helpful in making sure you earn as much money as possible. So I'm going to outline these different details for you on survey sites, and I'm also going to look at a few examples, just a few, and I have links as well in the description of this video that you can use to go ahead and get started on some of those sites, okay, the ones that you wish to use. Now, one thing I do want to talk briefly about is how do earnings from these sites compare to a job. Okay, so before I actually look at the sites, how do earnings from these sites compare to a job? This is, a question that I think is fine to ask. And generally, these sites do pay less than a well-paying job, right? So depending on your pay rate, no, I don't expect this to make as much as your regular job. However, there are certain things you need to consider when you're going to try to compare this to a job. Number one, the expenses of doing the survey sites is literally zero. There's no expense of doing this. And where if you have a physical job, meaning you have to report physically, there are some expenses that come with that, right? And that could be money and time. Time is also a resource. Another thing, this work, as related to the physical job part, this work is remote, right? So it means there's no travel, there's no recovery time, meaning physically recovering. So basically, you're just jumping on the computer or a phone or whatever you're using, and you're just doing the work that way, right, remotely. So the effort, number three, kind of brings us into number three. The effort required is also very small. It's a small effort in terms of, the complexity of the task is not much, and it's not stressful. You just have to do it persistently, right? Number four, you can do survey sites at any time of the day or night. You could do it in the middle of the night. You could get up at 2 a.m. and do them. You could do them at any time. So, you can easily put your hours in. Okay, number five, there are no immediate deductions. There's nothing that's going to come out of your earnings, such as, your typical physical job where you're going to get the tax taken out right away, right? With this, you're going to just get your payment, okay? And so these are just things to consider. Now, this doesn't mean that it's better, but I'm saying that when you compare this, you cannot just compare it that way to most jobs because it's very different. The structure is very different for doing survey sites, okay? You have to consider these 5 things that I just mentioned, all right, when you're making that kind of comparison. And that is just my point, okay? Now, when you're getting into survey sites, so there's certain details we really need to consider, which we're going to look at right now. One, is it easy to register and get started? The sites I'm going to show you right now, they're very easy to register with and get started. Most of them are anyway. So usually you just need an email address, but I do suggest you create a new Google account just for this. If you haven't already started, even if you've already started, create a new Google account, create even a Google Chrome profile, if you know what that is, for that Google account, just for this type of work. Then the other things, what are the payment methods, the way you're going to get paid? Typically, they all pay with PayPal. From what I've seen, you can get PayPal payments, but they also have gift cards and other ways of getting paid that we'll look at. The other thing you need to look at is what is the minimum payout. The minimum payout is going to vary from site to site. It can be something like $15 for a lot of sites, something in that area, $10. I think I've even seen like $5. So there are different amounts for minimum payout. And another thing is how much do they actually pay, like per survey, and like how long does it take to get paid? Really, I should just focus on how much do they actually pay. The pay per survey will typically vary, and it will depend on how long the survey is, right? And I'll look at that as well. Another thing is, do you have to qualify for these surveys? This is going to be a big one because some sites will kick you out of a survey if you don't meet the criteria. They won't kick you out the whole site, but you'll start a survey, and they'll have what's called a screen out, and they will kick you out of that survey. So I'd like to talk about that. That's very important to know when you're dealing with survey sites. And the other thing is, what is the availability of surveys? Because some sites have a survey right now for you to do and then don't have a survey again until tomorrow, okay? That does exist. And then there are other sites that have constant surveys and even have other ways to earn money. And I'm going to show you a site that I think is the best site for that, all right? And so I'm going to show you all of that right now. So thanks for bearing with me on the presentation. I wanted to get those details at you. On my website, I do have a page which I put together for you, which you can see in a link in this video, where I have some different sites listed that I'm about to talk about right now. Right now I have very few because I really just started doing this myself not long ago. And so, but I am collecting data as I do this on different sites. And you can open this in Google Sheets, or you can download it to Excel, or you can just browse it here on my website by scrolling over this way. And it is a spreadsheet and just has some different details about these sites. And also has the links that you can use to sign up. And so first site I'm going to look at, this is not actually the best one, but I'm going to look at it because it's a site that I started to use, which is called Pay Viewpoint. This is an example of a site that does not have constant surveys. So I'm showing you this so that you can understand the difference between a site like this and a site like Swagbucks, which is actually my #1 choice, okay? And this is a site where they only have surveys sometimes, and then they're going to tell you that they have a survey, and they're going to invite you by email, okay? One thing that is different from this with this site from the others that I'll look at, these other two, is that they pay you in actual dollars right away. Like, you see how much you're making in actual dollars, where in a site like this, your pay is in like points, what they call swag bucks, which is the name of the site anyway, okay? And I'll explain more about that in a moment. But that's one big difference. This pay is immediately in cash. But again, you will not cash out until you've made a certain amount. I just cashed out, I believe it's $15 is what I needed to make to cash out. I cashed out $15.74. The payment method is PayPal. You can cash out to PayPal. This site is really like a PayPal only site, I believe. They might have direct deposit. I can't remember, but right now I know that they definitely have PayPal, and that's like the most common way to cash out from this site, okay? And so this is a very basic, simple site. I will quickly show you the earnings history. You will see that I have many surveys were 10 cents. Now, you need to think, however, about not just the amount, but the time. These 10-cent surveys were under a minute. So I was basically able to do these surveys very quickly. I was not always watching for when more surveys were available. So perhaps I could have done way more surveys, but I did them here and there. Sometimes I would sit down and do a few of them at once. Sometimes I wouldn't. you would see some did pay more. Like there was one that paid $1. There's another one here that paid $3.58. Most of them did not, but those are what are called research surveys. They paid a bit more. The trait surveys were the ones that only 10 cents and that were very short. They're really just questions about you. Okay, little questions about you, and it's all multiple choice. You don't have to type answers. You just select answers. So it's very fast. Okay, so 10 cents is very low, but it was very quick and easy to get. Okay, so I didn't have to spend much time to do that. Now, the main site that I like is actually Swagbucks, and I'm going to talk a bit about this. Right, Swagbucks. Let's look at some of the details. It's very easy to register, just as it is with all these sites. Payment methods are similar. You've got PayPal, you've got gift cards, you've got all that. Minimum payout is a little bit more complicated because it depends on the payout. Okay, so I'm going to show you. First of all, sure. Okay, I'll tell you what. First of all, I want to just focus on the surveys for a second, then we'll talk about the payout. If you look at the surveys, they actually give you a certain amount of time for each survey. That I really like because you know the time commitment and you know how many Swagbucks you're going to get paid. Now, you might be wondering what the heck are Swagbucks. Okay, from my research, what I understand is that one Swagbuck is about 1 cent. In other words, 100 Swagbucks is about $1. So this survey pays $1.50. This one pays $2. Okay, this pays $2. All right, $4.50. This is what I try to go for. The thing I love about this site is they always have surveys here, constantly. Okay, there's never a time they don't have surveys. What you want to go for is a small amount of time and a larger dollar amount as much as possible. Okay, so here 16 minutes, but 450 Swagbucks. You know, I would tend to shoot for this. They might have a screen out. Okay, they do have screen outs on this, where if you don't qualify, you could get kicked out. So there could be a screen out on this one. But here's the thing about Swagbucks that I like. When you get kicked out, you still get paid a Swagbuck. And they kick you out quickly so you don't waste time. Okay, you get kicked out, screened out very quickly. So that works out really well. Okay, so that's basically what I like about this is you got the minutes and you've got the Swagbucks. Okay, but let's talk about payment methods. Payment methods on this site. All right, what I like here is if you go to redeem Swagbucks SB, redeem SB, you're going to see all these different ways to redeem. And what I want to really pay attention to here, okay, well, in fact, I'll start out with I want to show the most basic way, which is just PayPal Cash. First of all, let me start with that. An Amazon gift card, Apple gift card, Google Play, you know, very simple ways to cash out. I personally just like cash. Okay, I don't like something where I'm forced to use it on a certain site or something like that. So typically, but you might have a reason to do that, and that's fine. You may have a reason why you want to do this, okay? But right here, this is typically going to be my first choice, just cash. However, I do want you to be aware of something, and I have yet to make use of any of this, but I do want you to see something, which is this deal, okay? It's a $25 virtual prepaid MasterCard. What I want you to see is that you're getting $25, but the price is 2,175 Swagbucks. That's $21.75 in Swagbucks. So they're giving you $25 value on a prepaid card, but they're only using let's say about $22 of your earnings. So basically, you're getting like an extra $3 free. You could think of it that way, okay? So basically, this is really nice that they have these other things, other ways to redeem. And, you might want to use this just for that. Okay, they've got an Uber $25 for $2,200. $22, you get $25 Uber. So you might want to use this as a way to do that as well, right? Now, there are other offers and other ways to make money here as well. You can go to more, and you can do like somewhere in here, I think it's under Discover. And you can just kind of go through and look, but they have like offers that you can do as well, not just surveys. Okay, there might be other offers and things that show up. on other pages. For instance, I got paid $3 just to sign up on something that did not cost me any money at all. You can also choose your answer here for these short questions and gain swag bucks by doing that, by just clicking here and picking an answer to this question. Okay, and another question will come up and you just keep answering them and you get, a couple swag bucks for that. You can upload receipts here. There are all these different ways that you can earn on the site. And so also there's you can do a search and earn, where you use their search mechanism, and by searching on that you can earn swag points just by doing searches, okay, on their within the Swagbucks search engine. Okay, you can earn that way as well. And so there are all these different ways, okay, to earn on this. Now, branded surveys is a site that gets talked about a lot, and I'm not going to sign in and do anything with this. I do see that the cash out is low, 500 points. I believe that's $5. So I do see that their minimum, you might like that they have a lower minimum payout, meaning you don't have to earn as much before you can access your money. Okay, but I can tell you what I don't like about branded surveys, and it's this. It's the screen outs. I found that I ran into a lot of screen outs and that I did not get paid for the screen outs. I got screened out of some surveys and they didn't pay me for those. I didn't get paid. Okay, and so that's kind of the thing, all right? That doesn't work so well for me. Or the screen outs, where on Swagbucks they do have screen outs, but if you get screened out of a survey, you get paid. You still get paid for the screen out, and they get you out of the survey quickly so that you don't waste too much time. They still give you a small payment. Okay, they give you a small payment, but at least you've gotten something for your time if you get screened out on Swagbucks. So Swagbucks is my #1 recommendation for consistent and constant survey site work, and many different ways to earn and interesting ways of redeeming rewards. This is going to be my #1 choice, Swagbucks. Definitely sign up on this. I have a link in the description of this video if you want to sign up. Go ahead and do that. And I think Payview Point is okay. I mean, I'm doing this more just to see where it takes me. They do have what's called a trait score. Sorry, not friends. This is not what I want to show. And you can refer friends as well, but that's not what I wanted to go to. You do have what's called a trait score. Okay, and as you do surveys, your trait score increases, and supposedly this allows you to make more. It says when you get in the top 10%, you will earn even more for each research survey. Okay, if you were watching earlier, if you looked at my earnings, when I was looking at my earnings, the research surveys paid more than the normal surveys, and they're saying that when you get to the top of that level, that those research surveys will pay even more. And we can already see that I had some research surveys that paid me $1 or even $3, almost $4 if you round it off, which was not bad. And the survey was not very long, by the way. This was not a 40-minute thing. This was like 20 minutes. Okay, so not bad if you multiply 20 minutes by 3, and that's $12 in an hour. And again, as I said in the presentation, looking at it differently from a regular job, no expense. No gas or transportation expense or anything like that. Little effort, right? No extra time. Don't have to recover. Doesn't require anything physical for me to recover from. Nothing really. No real sacrifice. No significant sacrifice. Not bad, to make, like, say, $4 for a 20-minute survey. Okay. And so, I might suggest sign up on this site. Just go ahead and just do the short 10-minute surveys. Again, they're not always available. When they send you an email, just jump on and do one. If they have 2, you jump in and do 2 and just see where it gets you. That's pretty much what I did. Okay, I probably missed a lot of surveys because I do a lot of other things besides this. This is just like one of many things that I research and I get involved in. And so I suggest this site as well, just to kind of see where it takes you. You can sign up on that as well. I have a link for that as well. And the branded surveys, if you wish, you can go ahead and sign up on it. I mean, it's not a bad site, and it looks nice and all that, and it's a good interface. But I just don't like the screen. I didn't like the screen out Maybe that won't happen to you, but I got screened out of things, and so I didn't really like that. So my number one recommendation for consistent work is going to be Swagbucks. And then maybe Paid Viewpoint is something you can do on the side. I will continue to research more sites and report on my spreadsheet as my findings will be reported on the spreadsheet, which you can access on my website. There's a link on in the video to this page on my site. You can come to this page, and again, you can open this in Google Sheets, or you can download it to Excel. It's a spreadsheet, and you can browse it right here on the site, and you can kind of review the different details that I'm finding about these sites, and you can even try them with the link. And that's about it. That's all I really have to say for this video. I am Mr. Mark. This again was Earning Money Online with Survey Sites. I hope you found this helpful and you found something different here in this video that maybe you didn't get somewhere else. I do watch a lot of other videos to help me get more information on survey sites. And then once I watch those videos, I try to find more of my own details, the details I need, and try to kind of gather them here. And so that's what I'm here to do, to give you some of those details. And that's basically it. I am Mr. Mark, and I look forward to either hearing from you directly if you decide to contact me, or forward to seeing you around in another video on my channel.